3 years and 9 months. And they put her into a dementia place. So, which, you know, is fine by me. I mean, the last time I was out of work, I was out 9 months. But, you know, Brother Marlowe kept saying, God will give you a job, God will give you a job. Just sit back and wait on it. And, you know, I did. I just sat back and I waited and I waited and I waited. And I finally got that job, and it lasted a long time. So, and that's the way I feel this time. My son called me from prison and he says, "What, are you going to get out and get a job right away?" And I said, "No." I said, "I'm going to do like I did before." I said, "I'm going to do like my pastor told me, just sit back and let God bring it. God will bring you a job." And so Brother Kenny was telling me the other day, he said he had a dream. He said God told him in this dream that, you know, he was going to send me a job. But he was going to send it when he got ready to send it. Not when I, you know, not right now because I want it. And so I said, "Well, thank you, Brother Kenny. I said, that's good to know." And I want to thank the guys in the church. You know, I can't do anything. I mean, I don't know how to do a TV. I called Brother Derry and I asked him would he come and fix my TV for me and set it up, because I know nothing about doing that. So good old Brother Derry, and he came over this morning, set the TV up for me. And the other day, Brother Kenny come over, and my son had bought this stupid thing that you work out. It's a workout bench. And he had it in the back room, and I couldn't dare lift it. So Brother Kenny, we got it outside, and then he came with a truck with some guy, and they took it away. And, you know, I mean, this is what I tell my children, because my oldest son, you know, he's an atheist. He doesn't believe in God. I mean, he'll call me and he'll say, "Well, what'd the cult do for you today?" And I said, "Well, I don't know what you're talking about. I can tell you what God's did for me, and I can tell you what my pastor has said to me. But as far as a cult, I don't know what you're talking about there, because I don't go to a cult." And so the other day I was telling him, you know, about how God was healing someone, and he says, "Well, you really believe that, don't you?" I said, "Oh yeah, because God's healed me many times." I said, "You know what? One of these days, you're going to wish you knew that cult, and you're going to wish that you knew that God that you don't think heals." I said, "One of these days," I said, "you're going to wish you knew that God." And so, of course, my other son is doing very well. He's gone to Georgia now, and he's in a place up there. It's a Christian place, and he's doing very well. He finally called me yesterday, and he admitted to me. He said, "You know, Mom," he said, "remember the 3 times the house got broke into?" I said, "You mean the 3 times that Eddie broke into the house and made it look like the house was broke into?" And he said, "Yes." I said, "What about it?" I said, "Are you willing to admit it now?" And he said, "Yes." He said, "I learned up here that in order to be a Christian, I have to realize and I have to admit to you that I'm the one that did it." He says, "I have to, in order to be a Christian," he said, "I have to admit that I am the one that did it." He said, "Even though you knew it all along," he said, "because you kept saying it, but he said, I still have to admit this to you." And I'd like for the church to pray for my niece. She has this thing, it was on Facebook. And I got on Facebook, I finally got a new computer, and I got on Facebook. And she was saying how God has did all these horrible things to her, how he's caused her daughter to hate her. And I called her and I said, "You know, God didn't do this." I said, "God doesn't teach your children to hate you." I said, "You know, you and your daughter's having words because the daughter went to their preacher and told the preacher how my niece was living with a guy. So in return, my niece got mad, you know, and they had it out. And because the pastor got onto her about it. He said, "You know, that's against the Bible." And so my niece thinks that, you know, God is teaching her children to hate her. So I'd like for the church to, you know, just pray for her, that, because I tried to talk to her and she just kept saying, "Why would God do this to me?" And I said, "God doesn't do these kind of things to us." I said, not the God, at least not the God I serve. I said, he would never do that. He would never try to teach your children to hate you. I said, evidently you must have a different God than I do or something, but I'd like for the church to remember her and remember my sons, and, you know, and I know that God will give me a job when he gets ready for me, you know, have one. He's always took care of me when I went to Michigan and back. He took care of me then. I never went without. I came back here. I was out of work, you know, till I got straightened up and got a place to live. God took care of me then, and he's never let me down. I mean, I've never went without. He's always provided for me. And, you know, I believe that the God I serve will always provide for us. He'll never let us down.